Welcome to the Real Estate 401k Show. Here are your hosts, Ryan Gerdes, Mike Weinstein, and Justin Frederick, helping you build a legacy of wealth through real estate. Powered by the Recon Group at West USA and the Frederick team with Fairway Mortgage. NMLS number 625918.
All right, well, it's no mystery to anyone that interest rates are the topic. It's the topic of discussion. Just about every client, every podcast listener that reaches out to us wants to talk interest rates because interest rates are they're not very attractive right now, and we've been preaching for months and months and months that when interest rates do drop, we're going to see a spike in home values, and more importantly, we're going to see a spike in the number and the activity of buyers that you're going to be competing with. So the Mortgage Bankers Association came out with their forecast because everybody wants to know, where do we think that interest rates are going. We have to say, in full disclosure, we're not economists. I used to have a crystal ball, but I got out of my car and I dropped it in the parking lot and it shattered. So all I have...
Yours dropped too? Damn.
All I've got is forecast numbers. So according to the Mortgage Bankers Association, Q4 of this year, we could expect to see interest rates drop to 6.2%. Q4 of 2024, we can expect to see interest rates around 5%. And Q of 2025, and I know that's...
Q4 of 2025?
Yeah, Q4.
It's just showing the average rate.
Yeah, the average rate. So Q of 2025, we're expecting the average rate to be about 4.6%. So Justin, before you digest into these numbers, what is the Mortgage Bankers Association? Help us understand what they do and kind of what goes into this.
Well, the Mortgage Bankers Association is basically a collective amount of higher ups within our companies that come together. They try to keep regulation in place.
So jobs none of us will have.
No, none of us will have these
I don't
jobs.
even want those jobs,
Right,
to be honest with you.
Every time the feds get together, I'm like,
Yeah.
how boring would that be, hanging out with those dudes, right?
Right. I mean, honestly, what are they... I wonder how those conversations go.
I bet they drink really nice bourbon.
Yeah. Well, and the funny thing about it, and this is just a perception, this is not based on any data or fact, but it seems like a lot of times they do this, and I don't know if it's just a self-proclaimed prophecy or based strictly on numbers, because like I look at some of these things and they just kind of like make up shit.
It's like they're
and then
throwing
they're like,
numbers out.
well, okay, if they say so, then I guess that's what we have to do. Then the Fed does what they do.
And they've come out with these before, and they're different than what they've come out with, these numbers here. We would have to have quite a bit of movement to hit 6.2 as an average in Q4.
Not this year.
Yeah, I mean, this next couple of weeks really has to be perfect, and basically, being that this is September 11th, on Wednesday, we have Consumer Price Index coming out. We really need that to be lower. And the reason why we need that to be lower is the feds are meeting next week on September 20th. And if the CPI is lower and the PCE is lower, then we're probably going to see the feds hold on another rate increase. And that would be huge, because I think we'll see just consumer confidence just flowing in that we haven't seen in a long time. And I think that we will see mortgage-backed securities go up, 10-year Treasury bond go down, and we will see interest rates get better. And we need this.
But for buyers who are listening to this right now, who've been on the fence, guys, should there be a sense of urgency of get prepared and get ready to go so you're first in?
Well, with what I'm seeing is, I would say yes, based on these projections. And here's the reason why. Typically, when we're seeing these projections come out, we have some increments of going up, some raising forecasts. Right here, it's showing everything dropping for the next 27 months. That's what these forecasts are showing.
I mean, for me, that's kind of disheartening. I'd like to see them up a little bit higher for a little bit longer. I'm honest with you. I mean, like, for everyone out there that's looking to buy a home as a primary, while I feel for you, I'm a real estate wealth manager. I'm looking at how this affects portfolios on the investing side. And that doesn't mean that this isn't something that could be extremely valuable for you. You just need to take off your home buyer hat and put on your home investor hat and understand that these are the types of runway that can really help you build wealth in longevity.
So you already need to have properties in place at this point.
Right, because the longer that those interest rates stay up, the longer you're going to have opportunity for good deals.
That's correct.
Because the typical home seller is going to be scared of these numbers, and then they're going to give you a better deal. So I'd rather have a little bit more time to play because I know that the interest rates are going to go back down. 2025, okay. But if we had a little bit more time, that would be great.
But most people don't think like you, so most people are going to see this and probably want to jump in now. But
the ones that are putting on their home investor hat that are like, hey, I want to make money in real estate, they're going to jump into the pool. I don't have time for the people that are scared of their own shadows. Do you?
Going back to the sense of urgency, and plus this would be a great opportunity if you want to talk to a real estate wealth manager and understand how investors look at the market and look at these numbers. We want you text the word deal to 623AZ Recon. That's deal to 623AZ Recon. I agree with you, Ryan. I'm feeling the pressure. There was a day and time that my wife and I would fight and argue because I wanted to invest, and she's really cautious. But also, we lived through the market crash and had some bad times. And so a week doesn't go by. I'm feeling the pressure from her because she's like, we got to get another investment property, got to get another investment. And I've just been working with clients and doing this and that. I haven't really sat down and said, okay, I got to get serious on this because if interest rates do drop, I'm not going to get as good of a deal.
How did this make you feel?
Well, in some respects, made me feel like, okay, very, very positive for first-time home buyers.
Yeah.
We work with a lot of first-time home buyers who are starting to get into the investment game by buying their first house. This is good news. I have first-time home buyers right now can't afford today's rate. However, for me, I agree with Ryan. For me and my investment portfolio, this is not good news.
All right. And so check it out. We still have well under 8,900 active listings in Maricopa County.
Nothing.
And so we're still having inventory issues. And so while I do want to help our first-time home buyers, I really want to make sure that we're walking through the door with our investor hat on. Just having that wiring there that, hey, look, this is a strategy. This isn't just a roof over your head, right? I mean, because you're gonna have to pay for a roof over your head no matter what. And yeah, it sucks that it costs about 25% more to own than it is to rent right now. But that's a temporary thing. You're still throwing all that money away that you're paying to rent. And then I know for me, having money just sitting in my account, that's not going to do anything for our financial future. So,
well, you could give it to me.
I'm going to put it into the market.
I'll take care. I'll take some of that cash off your hands. Well, if you want to talk to one of our real estate wealth managers or talk to Justin on the mortgage side, go ahead and text the word deal to 623AZ Recon. That's deal to 623AZ Recon. I think we can all agree, the three of us in this studio, we recognize that home prices aren't coming down. There is no real estate market crash predicted or projected for the Phoenix area. So with that, home prices are, in my opinion, especially if these projections on interest rates hold true and drop, home prices are going to go up. They're never, I'm not going to say they're never going to come down, but home prices are going to go up. It's going to be harder to buy. It's going to be harder to find a good deal. But put things into perspective, Justin, because I know you did a little research on just numbers altogether as far as taking into account other things outside of just real estate.
Yeah, so last week I just went down this rabbit hole. I wanted to kind of compare incomes and liabilities from 2013 to today, so 10-year comparison. So this is U.S. numbers, and I got this information from Census.gov, J.D. Power, Yahoo Finance. So these are my sources here. But median household income for 2013 was $52,250. Today, it's $67,521. So it went up a little bit. Not dramatic, but here's the surprising part here.
About 30%, right?
29%, yeah,
Right.
29.2. Average mortgage payment in 2013, $1,436. Today, $2,823. Car payment, $474. Today, $733. Utilities, $171.67. Today, $402. Car insurance per car, $94.50. Today, $179. Gas per driver per month, $186.25 in 2013. Today, $416.67. So all those costs added up, it was a difference of 93% on our costs, whereas our income went up 29.2%. It was just really mind-blowing to see those numbers put on paper.
It's lopsided.
Yeah. We
It would have been really interested if we had you take a look at how much rents have gone up in that time period, because I think that's another important factor. But
100%. I think that's something that I should have looked into, and
You're fired.
it'd be interesting to see what it did in Arizona, because Arizona was. I feel like we had massive rent increases.
Well, good job reading something on air. That's something not everyone at this table can do. So,
well, this one says MBA. I can read that. All right. So, Ryan, with those numbers, obviously inflation's killing us. Everything is going up, and everything's going to still continue to go up. I would say this is why. Because home prices are going to continue to go up. This is how you combat inflation. This is how you take your retirement and take control of your retirement. You do it through real estate.
well, real estate matches what the market's doing, whereas your W-2 job may not be doing that. So, and obviously with the numbers here, it's clearly not doing that on a national level. So, that being said, you either need to have a side hustle that you are. That you're an entrepreneur and you're owning your own business that does match what's happening in the economy, or you need to have investments that are keeping up with what inflation and cost of living and so on and so forth are doing. And there's really no other better way than real estate. In addition to that, you can leverage it. Now, I know that the rates they're shitty right now. Let's just call it.
Yeah, they're absolutely
right. Right. So you're going to have 2 years worth of eating a pretty nasty interest rate, and then when you get on the other side of this hump, then you're going to be sitting pretty, and then who knows what rents are going to do, because something's got to give.
Especially with the lack of inventory, what is rents going to go up to?
The writing on the wall says that rents are going to go up rather than cost of real estate going down, because something's got to happen in order for it to balance out. Because whenever we're looking at the real estate market, if we see that it's more expensive to own a home than it is to rent, then that's when fire alarms can start going off. Something's got to give, and when we only have when we have this little of inventory, it's usually indicative that rents are going to go up, not prices going down. Now, depending on different markets, maybe California, parts of Florida, Oregon, Washington, you're probably going to see some values go down, just because they do not have the type of employment that we have moving in here. And I think people are just sick and tired of the politics.
Yeah.
Well, it's imperative, whether you are a first-time home buyer or you're looking for your next home or you're a seasoned investor. I feel we have the window for a great deal is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. And I implore you to text the word DEAL to 623-AZ-RECON. That's DEAL to 623-AZ-RECON. Have a discussion with one of our real estate wealth managers. We'll introduce you to Justin, and we'll get you on the way. I can't let today's episode end without acknowledging, it is 9/11, and sometimes we do forget to thank, for those that serve, served, and our first responders, and thanking them, and thanking you guys for all that you do to protect us and keep us safe.
Thank you. Yeah,
for sure.
That's all I got.
Thank you for joining us on the Real Estate 401k Show. If you want more information on how to build wealth, click on the link or text us at 623-297-3266. That's 623-AZ-RECON.